Alright, so I said to you guys I was going to show you something that I thought was really cool. I think y'all have already seen this before. I actually did show this before, but I basically updated it. Screw a man cave. The hell with a man cave. That shit's stupid. This is what you need. A library. This is exactly this right here. Fuck a man cave. The hell with Wi-Fi. This is what you need. Now, of course, you already, oh, well, you have internet. You can look it up. But what happens when you don't have internet? That's where books come in. Now, I did get some new books in. The two I like the most. Homesteading from Scratch, which I've been reading on. And I just got this one today. Keeping Honeybees. That book I mentioned earlier. And then we got a bunch of new storybooks I like to read. We got 2 Wizard of Oz books. They're the same ones, just different releases. The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, Heidi, The Call of the Wild, which if you know who, God, well, who's that guy's name? That, Chris McCandless, who died in Alaska. He was, basically inspired by this book to do what he did. And then I'm going to continue down here, and I got a couple more storybooks down here. I should probably put this up over here. And then over here, there's that Angelina County book I showed y'all recently. Back to Basics from like 1981. And then we have a whole bunch of magazines on homesteading and prepping and stuff like that. And I'm a huge fan of National Geographic. If anybody has a National Geographic, if y'all could send me a bunch of their magazines, I would love you forever. I love National Geographic. Alright, so now I'm back. I turned what should be my dining room into like a little computer office. I got my Philips TV in front of me, so if I'm watching YouTube or whatever, I can watch YouTube and talk to you guys at the same time. Let's actually get the TV turned on here real quick. I just showed you guys the little mini library I'm continuing to work on. I'm a little shocked, I guess you could say, because I didn't expect to see what was going on in D.C. Now, obviously, I don't care for either side. I don't care for Democrats, and I don't care for Republicans, as long as it ain't here on my homestead, or if it isn't on any of my family's properties, between here and Nacogdoches. I really don't care. Because, let's be honest, it doesn't matter who you vote for. Either side is going to hurt somebody else. It really doesn't matter. So, let's see if I could get YouTube brought up here. It's a Roku. I don't know, I was kind of surprised. I was shocked. But to be honest, I could see what had happened. Because I was, as y'all noticed earlier when I was showing y'all the little library thing I have going on, I had it playing in the background. I've been watching it for about an hour and a half now. What is this? Oh, see if I can pull it up. Yeah, one person shot as armed pro-Trump protesters or whatever. In the
starting in about 25 minutes, and it'll be interesting to see what happens then, because there are still, as you can see, a lot of people.
Come on.
I would still say thousands of people in front of the U.S. Capitol. So it's kind of a wait and see at this point to see what transpires. We know
here's
the
my
National Guard
thing.
has been.
I'm watching this right now.
I mean, the mayor,
I'm actually surprised
a couple of days ago,
that
and
it's actually
President
Trump protesters. Or they say it's Trump protesters.
Said,
these days you can never actually
know
know anymore. But they're flying around.
The mayor is adamant as well.
They're flying around Trump flags. There's one that says Trump, and it's the thin blue line flag, and with it on the background. There's flags with "Do not trade on me." The yellow flag with the snake on it.
In the middle of our
And I'm actually, believe it or not, I'm actually for this. I'm surprised by it because I never thought this would happen. But I am for this. I just didn't expect it to turn out the way it did. I was not expecting there to be violence or anything. Well, then again, we just came off of 2020. What do you expect? But what do y'all expect? The people are tired, and it just isn't. Hold on, somebody messaged me. it isn't just,
showing up for President
you
Trump
know,
earlier today as he made a speech, but many of them leaving before his speech was over, and that's when they headed over to the Capitol. And
anyways,
we have seen this
I'm not surprised by this. I really ain't.
that we've spoken
I'm actually
to,
for it. I just don't
representatives
want
from here in
really the
California
violence,
telling
but at
us,
the same
that
time,
it was
I'm not
terrifying.
surprised.
One
I'm
was
not.
actually
I wouldn't be
in-
surprised
on
if
the
there was
Senate
any
floor,
more
on the
shots
floor,
fired,
in the chambers,
considering
but
what happened
one
last
was, and he
year
got
with the
caught
George
up
Floyd thing,
in, the
and
mess
you know
of people
Trump
trying to run
losing
out. He even
supposedly.
mentioned there
I
was
don't
an
care about
older,
that.
gentleman
I
with his
just
colleagues
wish
that
we were
couldn't
left
walk
alone.
really
I
well
just
because
wish
of
we
knee
could
surgery. He was
be
having to help
in
him out, and he
a
got caught
system
in
where
that cross
we wouldn't have to have
melee,
two
and
different
ultimately
parties
had to watch
telling us what we
officers,
can or cannot do.
armed,
I've said this
point at the
before.
protesters, and then the protesters
I don't live my
basically took
life
over,
based
but all
on
lawmakers
laws.
were moved
And I'm not
to,
the only one. You know,
areas where they felt
my best
safe,
friend, Crazy Cooter's the
undisclosed
same way.
locations, and many of them have been
He
sending out
considers us
videos,
both outlaws. I
via
guess you could
social
say we
media,
are.
also talking to news outlets
It's more
like us, and,
of
it was really,
the way I live
sad
my life
to talk to
should be
them and
based more
disturbing to
on
hear their
morals. It
stories
should,
because,
and that should be with
Washington
everybody,
and
not
what
just
we've
me.
seen over the
It should
last
all be based
year,
on morals.
the pitting of
Now,
Republicans and
with that being
Democrats
said,
against one
everybody's
another,
morals
and
is
the rhetoric and the
different. But
negativity and
as
the
far as I'm
protests
concerned, I
and
mean, it's
just
simple.
everything
You
that's
know,
been
don't hurt
happening,
people who don't need to be
you know,
heard.
when
You
you're in a
know,
situation
no
like
raping
that,
and
when
molesting
now
women
all
and
of a
children.
sudden
That's a
your
big
life
one.
is in danger, and you don't know who's coming
You know,
in the room,
just
and if they're armed, if they're
you
going
leave
to kill
people
you.
alone. That's just the way it
You're not
should
a
be.
Republican or a Democrat anymore.
You know,
You're a
you got
human,
morals
and
here and
for
you got
them to
morals
bond
there. They're all
together and
different.
be
But
able
as far as
to
I'm concerned, as
huddle,
long as I'm not hurting
literally,
anybody, and I'm
helping
not,
each
now
other,
there's a
he
guy
said,
with a U.S.
to make
flag
sure that
upside down.
someone
I
doesn't
don't
pop
think he
their
even
head up
understands what
too
that
high,
means.
and just in case they could get
But,
shot, is just
Stop covering.
an overwhelming disgrace for our country.
Well, not just a human, but an American citizen, you know. And at some point, everybody has to come together.
I don't know. I'm just very, I wish I could be doing this live. Fucking YouTube won't let me.
In the 1800s, that of all the ups and downs, eventually everybody comes together, and that's why, you know, it survived as long as it has. Again, you're looking at a live picture of the state capitol. Again, that curfew starting in about 21 minutes.
Yeah, there's gonna be a curfew.
Washington D.C. time, 3 o'clock.
Let's see, it's,
you know, a few people
what time is it right now? I think it's 4 something where I'm at, so, yeah, it's 4:40 over here,
Today. We've also heard,
and they're showing it, it's dark over there, so, yeah, they're about to have a curfew here in a little bit.
Like Joe Biden actually spoke from Delaware, and it's really interesting to see who is talking today, what the message is from both sides. Matt Klink had some great things to talk about, and even the representatives that we spoke to had some really interesting insights in that they were determined that no matter what is happening outside,
waiting right now, probably have to leave here soon. Let me check my phone. I'm supposed to sell my PS2 here.
And they want to move forward with the election and the transition of power. Not only
and there's people on YouTube calling for a civil war, Revolution 2021.
But also with
I mean, you might as well.
Biden.
Not that I want people to be hurt, but again, with all the shit going on,
in Washington, Alexandra Lamo,
you know,
Alexandra, you're about 20 minutes away from that curfew.
I mean, look at this way. People are just fucking tired.
A lot of people are leaving the Capitol.
And I don't think it's even just Republicans or Democrats. I think it's everybody. Everybody's fucking tired. We're all tired of this shit. We're all tired of being lied to. We're tired of the fact that what we should be allowed to do without government is being mandated by government. Me personally, I'm tired of the
with the various police agencies that are out there right
what the
now.
hell? There's people walking. No, that's an umbrella. I thought that guy had a rifle with him. People walking in the Capitol. I'm tired personally of the government telling us what we can and cannot grow. And what I mean by that, outside of like the hemp thing, you know, the government has a patent on hemp, And that's bullshit. You know, no one organization should have a control on our food supplies. Hemp, corn, whatever. Monsanto's a big part of that too. You can't grow any of their crops without you having a certificate or some sort of permission from Monsanto to be growing certain crops like corn and wheat and shit like that. Because if they find out you're doing it, they can actually bring you to court and basically sue you, you know, for everything you have, which is complete bullshit if you ask me. That's one of the reasons why I'm happy that we're having fences built on our property, because we're tired of people telling us what we can or cannot do. That's another thing. As far as I'm concerned, if you're on your property, do whatever. If you're not harming anybody, if you're not, you know, beating, raping, molesting, whatever, if you ain't doing anything to a woman or a child or whatever that isn't harmful, I don't care what you do, you know. But
what I can tell you about the city of DC is ever since the pandemic hit and we saw
now the protesters are like right in the middle where the senators and Congress likes to meet.
A lot of these restaurants and businesses have been boarded
and now they're talking about restaurants and businesses being boarded up. That's another thing. As someone whose mother is a small business owner, you know, 2 skating rinks, we should never have been shut down in the first place. It is nobody's business really to tell us whether or not we are whether we're harmful to the public or not. If anything, we should at least had a word in whether or not we should have been shut down earlier last year due to this whole fucking bullshit with COVID. You know, but nobody cares about us. Fuck that. Keep the Walmarts open. That's exactly what we need. It's all that shit. Fucking assholes.
Now, I don't know if he saw anyone actually attempt to do that, or if he's just kind of saying that's what he thinks would have happened, but he says the ballots have been secured.
Wow.
So still a very...
This is actually surprising. I am surprised with the fact that it is Trump protesters. I did not think they would go this far. You usually see this with, what is this? Electoral college ballots rescued from the Senate floor. If our capable floor staff hadn't grabbed them, they would have been burned by the mob. How would you know? How would you know?
So when all this started today,
is that the ballots that supposedly has been missing the last several months since the fucking election started? That's what I want to know. I want to know exactly what those ballots are.
Was in the House, or at least most of you or some of you. I know COVID has kind of messed everything up. So where were you, and what did you see?
There was probably about maybe 50, 60 members on the House floor at that time. I was waiting in the Capitol, waiting for the debate to end so that I could participate and vote like the rest of us. And that's
alright, so I'm going to get it off here. I'm actually going to see if I can do a live video myself on my computer. See if I can turn the camera around.
What exactly went through your mind? I mean,
so,
obviously
I'll see y'all hopefully in a few minutes.